Most people are living their lives as hostages to a feeling. They wait for the spark, they wait to feel like it, and they wait for the perfect alignment of energy and mood before they take action on their dreams. We've been sold a modern lie that says motivation is the engine of success. We are told that if we just watch enough videos, read enough quotes, or get pumped up enough, the work will become easy. But here is the Stoic truth. Motivation is a fair weather friend. It shows up when the sun is shining and the coffee is hot. But the second the path gets steep, the second the world gets loud, or the second you feel a hint of fatigue, motivation is the first thing to desert you. If you only work when you feel motivated, you will only work about 3 days a month. Welcome to Kindle Rise Motivation. In your 30s, 40s, and 50s, you don't have time to be a slave to your moods. You have a legacy to build, a mind to master, and a life to reclaim. The ancient Stoics didn't talk about motivation. They talked about Askēsis, the intentional training of the soul. They knew that a strong life isn't built on how you feel. It is built on what you do when you don't feel like it. Today, we are dismantling the motivation myth and replacing it with the Stoic architecture of discipline. I'm going to share the 7 laws of mental fortitude that will help you act with the weight of a sovereign, regardless of the chaos in your head. If you're ready to stop drifting and start leading, let's begin. Law 1. The discipline of internal consent. The primary reason people fail to stay consistent is that they give too much consent to their internal noise. You wake up and your brain says, "I'm tired," and you agree. Your brain says, "Let's check the phone for 5 minutes," and you agree. You are treating every impulse like a command from a king, when in reality, those impulses are just biological static. Epictetus, a man born into slavery, taught that the only thing you truly own is your assent. You cannot control the weather, the economy, or the traffic, but you can control whether you agree with your own lazy thoughts. Start practicing the Stoic buffer. When an impulse to quit or distract yourself arises, do not argue with it. Do not fight it. Simply observe it and say, "I hear you, but I do not agree." By creating that small gap between the thought and the action, you are wiring your brain for sovereignty. You are proving that the mind is the master and the body is the servant. Discipline is simply the habit of refusing consent to your lower self. Law 2. The premeditation of friction, Askēsis. Most people fail because they expect the path to be easy. They plan their reinvented lives as if they are going to have 100% energy and 0 obstacles every single day. Then, the first rainy day hits, a difficult client, a family emergency, or just a heavy cloud of brain fog, and they quit because the reality didn't match their motivational dream. Marcus Aurelius didn't wait for life to get hard. He practiced being hard on himself. He practiced Askēsis, voluntary discomfort, to ensure he was never a hostage to his environment. He understood that a pilot doesn't learn to fly in a storm. They learn in calm weather so they can survive the storm. Every morning, perform a friction audit. Ask yourself, where is my discipline likely to fail today? Don't visualize the win. Visualize the struggle. See yourself at 4 p.m., exhausted and wanting to scroll social media, and then see yourself choosing the work instead. By pre-solving the friction in your mind, you remove its power in reality. Discipline is the art of being prepared for the storm while the sun is still out. Law 3. Focus as a sacred duty, the death of the multitasker. In 2026, the world is designed to fragment your soul. Every notification is a predator hunting for your focus. Most people think they are busy, but they are actually just distracted. They are burning their life force on trivial things, leaving nothing for the high-value work of their own reinvention. If you are everywhere, you are nowhere. Seneca warned, to be everywhere is to be nowhere. A mind that is scattered across 100 browser tabs and a dozen urgent emails is a mind that is effectively dead. Implement the Stoic 90 for the first 90 minutes of your focused work. You are digitally dead to the world. No phone, no email, no news. This isn't just about productivity. It is a sacred duty to your own potential. If you cannot control the first 90 minutes of your day, you aren't a leader, you are a reactor. Discipline is the ability to say no to 1,000 distractions so you can say yes to the one thing that matters. Law 4. The dichotomy of effort. Fall in love with the boring. Burnout and the collapse of discipline often come from an obsession with results. We want the fit body, the successful business, or the quiet mind now. When the result doesn't show up immediately, our motivation dies, and we quit. We feel like we are failing because the prize isn't in our hands yet. Focus entirely on the input, the things within your 100% control. You must learn to find joy in the boring work. Discipline is simply the repetition of the mundane until it becomes a masterpiece. Stop checking the scale. Start checking your calendar. Did you do the work? Did you keep the promise to yourself? If the answer is yes, you have already won. The result is just a shadow cast by the input. When you detach from the outcome, you become unshakable. You are no longer grinding. You are simply performing your duty. Law 5. Voluntary discomfort, the resilience muscle. We have become a society of comfort addicts. We want the perfect temperature, the perfect chair, and the perfect mood. But comfort is a gilded cage. It makes you fragile. It makes you a slave to your surroundings. If your discipline depends on your comfort, you are a hostage to your environment. Seneca used to spend days eating the scantiest food and wearing coarse clothes to ask, "Is this the condition I feared?" Seek out micro-discomforts. Take the cold shower. Walk in the rain. Sit on a hard chair. Do the hardest task on your list first. Why? Because you are training your nervous system to stay calm in the face of stress. When you intentionally choose discomfort, you lose the fear of it. A disciplined person is someone who can be happy in a palace or a prison, because their peace comes from within. You are building a mind that is all-weather. Law 6. The evening audit, the neural review. You cannot build a strong life if you do not measure your progress. Most people drift through their days, repeating the same mistakes, and calling it experience. But experience without reflection is just repetition. Marcus Aurelius didn't just try to be good. He reviewed his soul every night. He was his own most honest coach. Before sleep, perform the sovereign review. Where did I act with discipline today? Where did I allow my moods to take the wheel? How will I strengthen my inner citadel tomorrow? By reviewing your wins and losses, you are wiring your brain to prioritize growth over comfort. You are turning your days into a training ground for excellence. You are not judging yourself. You are correcting yourself. Law 7. The memento mori perspective. The greatest thief of discipline is the belief that we have an infinite supply of tomorrow. We delay our reinvention because we assume the clock will wait for us to be ready. We treat our time like it's a renewable resource, when it is the only thing we are losing every second. Memento mori, remember that you will die, not to make you sad, but to make you urgent. Look at your to-do list through the lens of your final breath. Does the excuse you are making right now still hold weight? Does the distraction you are chasing still matter? Usually, the answer is a resounding no. Discipline is the only way to ensure that when the end comes, you don't look back at a life of could-haves. It is better to be exhausted from effort than to be hollowed out by regret. In conclusion, motivation is a spark. Discipline is the fire. In 2026, the world wants you to be a reactive, distracted ghost. Stoicism gives you the tools to be a king of your own mind. Stop waiting to feel like it. The work is the reward. The discipline is the freedom. When you master your habits, you master your life. Reinvention doesn't start with a big announcement. It starts with the quiet, boring decisions you make when no one is watching. Which of these 7 laws hit you the hardest today? Let me know in the comments. I'm reading every single one. If you're ready to stop the drift and start the mastery, subscribe to Kindle Rise Motivation. Be kind to your mind today. Your focus is your future.